I'm deeply shocked, or I was deeply shocked and deeply saddened when I heard the news that Ron Best had left us. He was a very, very good man and a hell of a good bloke. And if somebody can say that about me when I go, well, I'll be very, very pleased. Whether they will or not is another thing altogether. Ron, of course, was a prodigious talent on the football field, as was recounted at his funeral last week. In his first game, he kicked 14 goals. And perhaps at another time, he would have been a top-flight AFL player, but he decided to stay in Bendigo. He was a man without airs and graces, and he was very happy dominating the Bendigo League and becoming a legend in that part of the world. Of course, he was also a successful businessman, particularly in the food area, and then became a member of this place where he spent 14 years, and that's where I got to know him, because when I was elected in 1992 for the first time, Ron was a member, and a very, very hard-working local MP with something that is God-given, and that's a thing called common sense. And somebody once said to me that common sense doesn't seem all that common these days, but with Ron it was, and for that we can be very grateful. He was a man of great humour, a great laugh, and also great humility. I mean, he had every reason, given what he'd done in his life, he had every reason to be on particularly good terms with himself, but he wasn't. I never, at any stage, ever found him to be like that at all, and it deeply saddens me to think that I won't see him again, and it's really, really, really sad that we won't enjoy the fun, the joy, and as I say, that laugh, that laugh that I will always remember. Dinner or drinks with Ron and Louise was always something to look forward to, and I remember them with great affection. It's sad that we had the limited number at his funeral, given the circumstances of this time, because the crowd otherwise would have been massive. The only thing that would have shaded the size of the crowd would have been the wake afterwards, which I would suggest also would have been massive, and indeed may still be going today. I watched the funeral last week, as I said, and the tributes to Ron were emotional, they were strong, and they gave a very, very clear and rounded description of his life. He was only 71, which is not old, and Louise Asher, as we know, had only retired from the Parliament less than 2 years ago. They were planning the rest of their lives together. And my heart goes out to Louise in a way that I can't properly put into words. It is just dreadful for her in particular, and my sympathy and the sympathy of my family go to her and Ron's kids in particular. As I said before, he was an extraordinary man, a man of many talents, and a man who wasn't afraid to contribute. We will all be better for having known him, those of us who did. So we get to the stage now where we do say farewell to Ron. We say, Ron, you will be missed, and Ron, you will always be remembered.